boys and girls. It's Miss Johnson, and you are back with FTDOC Summer Camp, and we're living our best life, ECE through second grade. Remember, this week we're talking about animals that live in the water. I bet you've been hearing a lot of cool stories and learning a lot about different fish and animals that live in the water. I love the water and I love fish, and I'm so excited to share my skill today. The skill that we're talking about are addition sentences. When we do math, helps us to solve problems. And so maybe I have 4 bags of Fritos and 2 bags of regular plain potato chips. How many do I have all together? I would need to put those 2 groups together. I would need to say that 4 and 2 make, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how many bags of chips that I have. What am I going to do with my chips, you're thinking? I might share them with you. Or I could be using my chips to make a cool snack for someone. So math and addition sentences help us to solve problems. All right, I have a book. You know, I love learning through books. This is another math book that I have. It's called the Mixed Up Collection. I am not going to read this book, but I'm going to use some of the pictures to help us learn more about addition sentences. Here we go. Here's Herman. Herman has a sack, and Annie wanted to know what was in his sack. He was like, I've never shown anybody what's in my sack. So he started pulling out some stuff. And guess what he pulled out? He pulled out some really, really cool rocks. I'm looking at these rocks, and I see 3 rocks on this side and 3 rocks on this side. I wonder how many there are all together. I see 3 rocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put the number 3 right here to represent it. And when we put things together, we're adding. And this is the addition sign. That means that you're putting it together. We're going to add some more. Then I see 3 rocks over here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put another 3 here. 3 plus 3. Now, I want to know how many we have all together. And one of the symbols that I use to show what it is all together is the equal sign. And that is the equal sign. So this is the addition or plus sign, and this is the equal sign. And we're adding these 3 blocks right here, rocks right here, and these 3 rocks. What do you think we should do next to solve this problem? I bet you said count them. You're absolutely right. Let's count them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 rocks all together. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And that's our addition sentence. We put these rocks on here with these rocks, and we added them. We counted them all together to equal 6. All right, let's turn the page and see if we can see some other problems. Okay, I see the rocks over there, but now I see some red things. And we are going to look at all of these red things right here. I see 3 red balls and 4 red shells. So I'm going to change my numbers sentence again. I see 4 red shells. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a 4 right here. Now, remember, we're putting things together. We're adding. So there's my addition sign. And I have 3 red balls. So I'm going to find my number 3 and put it there. Once again, when we add, we're putting things together. So to solve this problem, what do we need to do? We need to count all the objects together. Now, we're only counting the red balls and the red shells. I see some red rocks over here, but we're not going to add those. I bet you're wondering why. Well, sometimes when you're doing math, you have to start small. And somebody might think, oh, those are not balls, and make it big and too hard. Maybe we'll add them next. What do you think? I think that's a good idea too. All right, so we have 4 going to cover that up so you guys won't get distracted. We have 4 shells and 3 balls. We're going to count to see how many there are all together. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 red things right here all together. So let me find my number 7. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now I bet some of you are thinking, Miss Johnson, that is real easy. Okay. I believe it is too for some people, but for some people who haven't done it before, it could be kind of hard. So we're going to practice some more. This time we're going to start with 7. We had 7 red things in our collection. Herman over here wanted to add his 3 rocks. So how many do you think we're going to have now all together? Okay. 10, 9. You could be right, but how can we problem solve to figure it out? I bet you're thinking we could count them all together. I agree. Let's do it. Let's see. Should we count on or should we count them all? Now, some of you are probably saying, count them all, Miss Johnson. Yeah, I would like to count them all. But some of you might say, I already know the answer. Well, just be patient for the people who don't know the answer. Some of you might say, start with 7. Let's do both, okay? Let's start with counting them all. And then we'll stop at 7 and we'll count on to see how many. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know that's 7. We're counting on with the rest of our objects. We're going to stop with this one. After 7, we say 8, 9, and 10. So 7 plus 3 equals dun, 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 10. And 10 is made with a 1 and a 0. Wow, we made another number sentence. Several on that page, problem solving to see what they had in their collection. You did awesome. I'm going to put these away. I'm going to leave the magnetic numbers and move this out of the way. And I'm going to bring another factor. This is summer camp, boys and girls. And our skills for learning go from real easy to really, really hard. So one of the things that we talked about when we counted, we talked about counting on. We talked about some of you already knowing what the answer was. Why? Because you probably memorized your number facts. We talked about counting them all together. All of those things are strategies or ways or a plan to solve your problem. Sometimes we need a little extra help. When we need a little extra help, we might have to get some added materials to help us. What are some things that we could do to get some more materials to help us to do our work? Maybe you're thinking we could use the goldfish or the counters to help us. That's a good idea. Let me grab some. I grabbed some goldfish because we could use some. We could open this up and we can do more problems and solve more problems by using counters, okay? So I have my goldfish and I'm going to put them up here to help me solve the problem. We're going to still use our numbers and we're looking at the number sentence, but we're going to use counters. Sometimes we need counters. What's another thing we could use to help us do the problem? We could count on our hands. You got it right. And then some of you are saying, Miss Johnson, this is really easy. I can just do it in my head. You're right. You could do it in your head. All right. Let's turn the page and find another collection. Okay. So on this page, she had her collection of 10 red things all together. So we're going to put the number 10 over here. And we're going to count out 10 goldfish to show our 10 things. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Now, he looked in his bag and he found some more shells. How many shells did he find? All right, let's count and see if you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He found 5. I'm going to put 5 here. So now we want to know how many he had all together. Okay, we're going to put our counters here and we're going to count them all together to see how many. I know you don't hear me counting, but I know that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see how many he had all together. Let's count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, that's a lot of things in their collection, isn't it? So we make a 15 with a 1 and a 5. 10 plus 5 equals 15. And we used our fish counters to help us. We counted, but some of you knew in your mind already that 10 and 5 more would make 15. Because when some of you know about place value, and when you take away that 0 and add that 5, it makes 15. Like that. But some of us don't know that. So we have to use goldfish to help us count. We have to use our fingers. We have to maybe write the numbers down like we're using the numbers here to help us look. All of those things are things that you can use to do number sentences and to have fun with math. Now, Ms. Johnson wants you to have lots of fun. So in just a minute, I'm going to teach you a game that you can play. But before I teach you a game, what's a way that we can make what we're doing more challenging? Okay, could we add another number? We said 10 plus 5. Could we add another number? Sure we could. Maybe you're thinking instead of doing addition, we could do subtraction. Maybe you're thinking that we could multiply and count by 5s. All of those things are ways that you can increase your learning and do more with numbers. All right, I'm ready to share with you my game. I'm going to put these away. Put them back in this bag. And we're going to leave those here because we might need them later, but we might not. And Ms. Johnson's going to put the magnetic letters away. Now with this game, some of you might have to use, you're going to need some paper. If you're playing with a friend, you're going to need some paper. Even if you're playing by yourself, it'll be good to use a paper, depending on what you know and how you can do it. You can use, I got balls. And I'm going to tell you the story behind these balls. Ms. Johnson went to the store to find some number cubes and she couldn't find any. And then I went to another store and I still couldn't find any. And I was like, I need number cubes for my lesson. What could I use instead? Sometimes you are at home and you might not have the materials that you need to do what you need to do. Well, I found these cute balls that had these little spots on there where I could write numbers. And I said, wouldn't it be cool if they had some balls to use to play their game? And I was like, this would be really, really cool. So I got these balls for us to play the game. With the number cube, you would have gotten the number cubes, you would have thrown them down, and whatever number's on top, like I have a 7 and a 3, you were going to add those together. So I have a 7 and a 3. One of our strategies that we used was using the counters. So I have 7, and I can put 7 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. Some of you probably already remember the answer. That is 10, but we're going to count to see to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All together. Cool. Now I use counters. You could have written on your paper 7 plus 3 equals 10. And that's one problem that you got right. Now, with this game, you might do something different. one of your friend has a ball and the other friend has a ball, and you toss the ball to each other. So somebody tossed the ball to me, I catch it. I have to add one number and another number, and I landed on the number 6 and the number 3. So I have to add these, and the first person that adds it and gets it right gets a score. So I'm gonna put, I see 3, and so I'm gonna take one of these away because I know 7 take away 1 equals 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all together, and I get a score. You could keep score by writing down a number sentence, and the person that gets the most correct, can win the game. Or you can just do it for fun learning, in your room, rolling the ball and writing down number sentences to catch up on your number facts. It's summertime, boys and girls, and a lot of times during the summer we have lots of fun. We go swimming, we go on vacation, we watch TV, we sleep, we play video games. But learning is always fun, and there's always fun ways to keep your brain intact, because you're a living thing too. Your brain is growing and your body is growing. So that was my game for today. Now it's time for our what? Affirmations. Today we learned about counting, we learned about addition and number sentences. We learned about different strategies you could use, like counting on, using counters, using your hands, memorizing it in your head. Math is fun, and there's always all kinds of ways to learn, just like there are all kinds of fish in the ocean. Here we go with our affirmations. 100 affirmations. Here we go. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Here's one. You are shining. You're shining bright like a star today, because you are a star. You are bright, you are intelligent, and you're beautiful. You can change the world by learning more and more and practicing what your teachers teach you. You can change the world. You can come up with all kinds of problems, solutions to the problems that we have. Choose to be happy. Sometimes bad things happen. During the coronavirus, you might have lost a loved one, or something bad might have happened, but you can choose to be happy every day, even when you're sad. Give yourself a chance. We all make mistakes, but we can get another chance. Give yourself another chance. It's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes we forget things. Sometimes we mess up, and it's okay to make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes and grow every day. Stay here. You can overcome your fears. If you're scared of something, maybe you're scared of the dark or learning to ride your bike, you can overcome your fears and be great, changing the world and shining like a bright star. I had fun learning with you today. I hope you come back tomorrow. Bye.